Against the backdrop of Tokyo's bustling financial district and under the lens of eager cameras, India's Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Japan's Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba came together to reaffirm one of Asia's most consequential partnerships. The occasion was marked not by pomp alone, but by substance, the signing of multiple cooperation agreements that promise to deepen economic, technological and strategic ties between the two democracies. The day's events carried a sense of quiet but deliberate symbolism. Japanese and Indian executives, ministers and dignitaries lined the halls as both leaders took their seats. The signatures inked on paper represented not merely corporate contracts, but the embodiment of a vision of shared growth, resilience, and a future where Tokyo and New Delhi stand at the heart of Asia's transformation. As the agreements were finalized, Japan's Prime Minister emphasized their meaning in clear terms. Shigeru Ishiba said, "Today, the signing of numerous cooperation agreements between companies from both our countries stands as a clear demonstration of Japan's commitment to further investment in India and to deepening our partnership." These words framed the day as more than a ceremonial exchange. They were a signal to the business communities of both nations, a reminder that the Tokyo-New Delhi axis is not just an aspiration, but an increasingly tangible reality. Ishiba underscored that these agreements were proof of steady progress toward building a resilient supply chain, one capable of withstanding the turbulence of global markets. The concept of resilience in trade, in technology, in supply chains has become a recurring theme in recent years. With geopolitical uncertainties and economic disruptions rattling industries worldwide, Japan and India have deliberately positioned themselves as anchors of stability. The agreement signed today reflected a convergence of both nations' strategies to secure their own growth while contributing to a larger regional balance. Infrastructure has always been central to the Japan-India relationship, and few projects embody this better than the Mumbai-Ahmedabad high-speed rail corridor. The bullet train project, often described as India's bold leap into advanced rail connectivity, was once again highlighted as a symbol of this partnership. Shigeru Ishiba reminded the audience, Japan and India share the vision of seeing Japan's bullet trains run across the land of India. With this shared goal in mind, many companies have been working together to construct the high-speed rail line between Mumbai and Ahmedabad. This project is more than steel tracks and locomotives. It is an emblem of ambition, of India's push to modernize, of Japan's will to export technological excellence, and of the two nations' mutual trust in pursuing transformative undertakings. When operational, the bullet train will reduce travel time between Mumbai and Ahmedabad from nearly 7 hours to just over 2. More importantly, it will mark a historic milestone in India's infrastructure journey, powered by Japanese expertise. Beyond railways, attention turned to a sector widely seen as the backbone of tomorrow's economies, semiconductors. With global supply chains stretched thin, the race to secure chip production capacity has become a geopolitical priority. Here, too, Japan pledged support for India's aspirations. Ishiba emphasized, in the semiconductors area, under the leadership of Prime Minister Modi, efforts are being made to develop India into a future hub for semiconductor manufacturing and design. Japan's semiconductor industry, led by companies such as Tokyo Electron, Renaissance and Fujifilm, is proactively contributing to this initiative through increased local investment. The statement resonated with significance. For decades, Japan has been a quiet powerhouse in advanced manufacturing. India, meanwhile, has declared its ambition to emerge as a global semiconductor hub. Together, they are aligning capabilities, Japan's technological sophistication and India's vast potential, to build what could become one of the most critical industrial corridors of the 21st century. The Japanese leader went beyond economics, framing the relationship in terms of enduring trust. He said, "The friendship and trust between Japan and India are unwavering, and I would like to advance these kinds of initiatives between us. That is my sincere hope. As I have just mentioned, we have great potential for cooperation between our two countries." The words were deliberate, almost personal. In a world where alliances can shift with political winds, Ishiba stressed continuity. For Japan, India is more than a market. It is a partner in shaping the strategic architecture of Asia. When Prime Minister Narendra Modi took the podium, his tone blended gratitude with determination. The Indian leader framed the partnership in sweeping, almost poetic terms. Modi declared, "India and Japan's partnership is strategic and smart, powered by economic logic." The phrase strategic and smart quickly echoed across the media, underscoring India's attempt to portray the partnership as both pragmatic and visionary. It is not a relationship bound merely by sentiment, but one forged in economic rationality and geopolitical foresight. Continuing his remarks, Modi reminded the audience of the tangible outcomes already achieved. He said, "We have turned shared interest into shared prosperity. India is the springboard for Japanese businesses to the global south. Together, we will shape the Asian century for stability, growth, and prosperity." These words carried weight. The idea of an Asian century has long circulated among economists and strategists, but Modi sharpened it with specificity. It will be built not only on China's rise, but also on the combined dynamism of India and Japan. By positioning India as the gateway to the global south and Japan as the source of advanced technology and capital, he presented a vision of complementary strengths converging into regional leadership. Both leaders highlighted specific domains of cooperation. Metro systems, Japan's expertise in urban transit will continue to shape India's expanding metro networks. Manufacturing, joint ventures are expected to expand in heavy industry and precision manufacturing. Semiconductors, as emphasized, the push to establish India as a chip-making hub with Japanese support will accelerate. Startups, investments in innovation and entrepreneurship are being planned to support new ventures in technology and digital services. These sectors were not presented as isolated fields, but as interconnected building blocks of a deeper strategic partnership. For Japan, India represents scale, market access, and a democratic partner in Asia. For India, Japan represents reliability, capital, and advanced technological know-how. As the event drew to a close, Japan's Prime Minister once again turned to his Indian counterpart with words of gratitude. "Your Excellency, Prime Minister Modi, thank you very much," Ishiba said, before the room broke into applause. It was a courteous end to a day charged with significance. But beneath the polite formalities lay a deeper current, a recognition that Asia's future is being quietly reshaped, not only in Beijing or Washington, but also in the corridors connecting Tokyo and New Delhi. This renewed momentum in the Japan-India partnership comes at a time when global alignments are shifting. Both countries face challenges that compel them toward deeper collaboration. Security concerns. With rising tensions in the Indo-Pacific, Tokyo and New Delhi see strategic alignment as essential. Economic diversification. Both economies seek to reduce dependence on volatile global supply chains. Technological competition, the race for leadership in emerging technologies, pushes them toward joint initiatives. Against this backdrop, the agreements signed in Tokyo are not merely bilateral deals, but parts of a larger mosaic, one where India and Japan position themselves as co-architects of stability in an unsettled world. The day's exchanges were scripted in the language of diplomacy, yet their implications stretch into boardrooms, factories, railways, and digital networks. For India, Japan represents a trusted partner capable of accelerating its modernization drive. For Japan, India is both a market of unmatched potential and a strategic ally in balancing Asia's future. In the words of Prime Minister Modi, "Together we will shape the Asian century for stability, growth, and prosperity." And in the words of Prime Minister Ishiba, "The friendship and trust between Japan and India are unwavering." It is this combination, vision and trust, that may yet define the partnership as one of the 21st century's most consequential.
Chinese monastery, along with the Thai monastery, is a site.
パートナーであります。現在、1400社でおります。今回のモディ首相のご
石破総理、ありがとうございました。माननीय प्रधानमंत्री श्री, हूँ आपने मंच पर आवा बेनती करूँ छू। 続きまして、ナレンドラ・モディインド首相よりご挨拶をいただきます。モディ首相、よろしくお願いいたします。 Please remain seated and see off both honorable Prime Ministers with big round of applause.
Japan has always been an important partner in India's development journey, from metros to manufacturing, from semiconductors to startups. In every sector, our partnership has become a symbol of mutual trust. Our partnership in the auto sector has been extremely successful, and the Japanese Prime Minister Shigeru Ishiba described this in detail as well just now. We can together replicate the same magic in batteries, robotics, semiconductors, shipbuilding and nuclear energy as well. Together, we can make an important contribution to the development of the Global South, to Africa in particular. I request all of you to come. Make in India, make for the world.
ऑटो सेक्टर में हमारी भागीदारी बेहद सफल रही है और अभी प्रधानमंत्री जी ने इसका विस्तार से वर्णन किया। हम साथ मिलकर वही मैजिक बैटरीज, रोबोटिक्स, सेमीकंडक्टर, शिप बिल्डिंग और न्यूक्लियर एनर्जी में भी दोहरा सकते हैं। साथ मिलकर हम ग्लोबल साउथ, विशेषकर अफ्रीका के विकास में अहम योगदान दे सकते हैं। मैं आप सबसे आग्रह करता हूं, कम मेक इन इंडिया, मेक फॉर द वर्ल्ड। अंत में मैं यही कहना चाहूंगा, इंडिया एंड जापान्स पार्टनरशिप इज strategic and smart, powered by economic logic. We have turned shared interest into shared prosperity. India is the springboard for Japanese businesses to the global south. Together, we will shape the Asian century for stability, growth, and prosperity.